Villafane, we've talked about him, and you see Campus running down the field. But defensively coming up for Deckerville really quickly that time. Making a play, Chris Wolf.
3rd and goal. Smith pitches it, fumble. Villafane picks it up, but he's going the wrong way. We got a flag on the play. Look at him balance up inside the 10. That's a heck of a run, but it might be all for naught anyway.
Well, where that came from, it looks like usually where a holding call takes place. Now, if you're Deckerville, you got to think, and Bill Brown, do you accept this and push him back, or do you decline it, put him 4th down and 10? I don't know. Do you want to give him 2 shots from the 23 or 1 shot from the 10, Shep? What do you like?
I would decline it and give him 1 shot from the 10. How about you?
I would take it, especially if it's a spot foul.
Well, yours makes more sense if you think about it, because if you don't get it and you stuff them, look at how much closer you have the football toward midfield, right?
Yeah, and I just the one chance from
block in the back.
One chance, block in the back.
Repeat the down, 3rd down.
The one chance of a 10, it seems like you can get lucky, maybe get a guy open, somebody slips, but you got to make 2 pretty good plays here from the 23. You see a lot of running around, and plays get extended like this.
Yep.
And somebody's given effort, like on Bel Air, this is where you're going to see the penalty, the push in the back. And we didn't get a look at it there, but obviously the officials did, and you see the spread set.
Trips to the right for Smith. Pressure comes across the middle, off the fingertips, and a flag on the play. Intended for Wes Villafane.
They may call a legal formation here.
Tom Smith, our referee. John Burke, James Bailey, Martin Snaver, and Patrick Barnes, part of this crew.
We have a legal formation against, they're probably going to decline this one, put him in a 4th down and long.
Ineligible man downfield.
Same
Offense.
thing.
Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Somebody went out who was not on the end of the line of scrimmage. And that's what you have to understand, is only the 2 guys on the end of the line of scrimmage can go. And I struggle with some of the younger teams that I've watched. All you have to do is look inside. If that guy's a tight end, step back. If you're one of those big, heavy guys, stay on the ball. It's that simple. You can't cover a guy that's going to go up for a pass. Only the end 2 guys in that time. Bel Air did.
Well, your strategy obviously would have worked out, because you told them to take the penalty. They did. And now look at 4th down. 6:53 left to go in the opening half. 4th and goal from the 24.
So thought, Shep, so far.
I am a little surprised Ron Bindy's club's ability to move the football, but here's what he told us before the game. Look, we're used to getting matched up against bigger teams. Everybody counts us out, and we're ready for a fight tonight.
Well, we started off this year with a lot of adversity, distractions, people not coming out that we, felt we were going to come on out, and we lost the first 2 games. We had a couple kids leave the team early in the season, but this group of kids, the chemistry is great. We don't really have any real vocal leaders, but the seniors lead by silent leadership. It's pretty evident in our huddle. The younger kids, there's only 3 freshmen and 3 sophomores. Sophomores last year got a lot of playing time. The freshmen this year, they weren't physically ready to really step up. But they were there every day at practice. They were learning the stuff. When we told them you had to do certain things, they did it. So it was a whole complete type team chemistry.
Yeah,
and
it's been good chemistry for his club. Otherwise, you don't get this far. Some teams get it on talent. He's got some talent, but he's got great chemistry as well. And now Deckerville takes over with Nick Pagel rushing for 3 or 4.
If you would have told me ahead of time that I'd be watching an 8-man football game, that number 1 was a battle of field position, number 2 was scoreless with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter, no way.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I've
have thought
watched
so
probably
either.
a half dozen 8-man games in my life, and it's usually the first 1 to 50 wins. So this is just a credit to, I think, both coaches having, the preparation to get their defenses ready to defend against the veer in the let's call it the morphed wing T, which Deckerville runs.
Well, part of the allure of 8-man football is the fact that it's a lot like your backyard football games that you and your friends used to play on Sundays or Saturdays after you got done watching football on television.
Well, you have the lack of a safety in a lot of the defensive sets, which opens up the deep middle part of the field, which allows for that big play capability. But these fronts on both sides for Deckerville and Bel Air are not letting anything get to the next level. They're just stopping everything at the line of scrimmage with the exception of a few pitches to small for Bel Air getting outside.
Wolf. Well, he squares his shoulders nicely. Let's see the kind of spot he'll get to see if it's a first down or not. Sure looks like it is. And they will move the chains on the Deckerville sideline for a first down.
So, Shep, you took young Sean, your son, today to visit Grand Valley. Got up here early, dropped him off.
He is there right now, visiting with some of his friends. One of his friends plays for the Lakers. Their season ending last weekend.
Out of Lasser High School.
1st and 10 for Deckerville. There's a give to Walgester. And it's been a tough go up the middle. You don't think their guys are very big. They go about $150, $160, $200, and yet they're making plays. They're penetrating into that offensive backfield.
Well, Matt, we talked about, and you pointed out early on, it's about execution assignment football. When you're defending this wing T, it's all about reading the guards. Have your linebackers read the guards. Have your defensive linemen chase them and sometimes even fall in the back of the guard's legs. Tackle them. Don't let them get to the trap block. And Bel Air's doing a great job of getting penetration until that play.
Pagel's got it, and he's got a first down, too. Pushed out of bounds by Jordan Proctor, but not before the quarterback for Deckerville moves the chains.
Well, anyone who's a high school football fan out there, and you've seen like Zeeland West over the years, Coach Shillito, that's the bread and butter play. After you fake the cross action in the backfield, the quarterback keeps it, puts it on his hip, and then goes to the edge. And that time Pago was able to find a little bit of daylight and get outside. But it's disciplined defense and it's disciplined offense. You can't give up. You just have to keep pounding it, and pretty soon something's going to pop.
Did a nice job putting it in his left hand, too, to keep it away from the defender. Now he'll keep it in the right hand on the right side and get close to the 45. They'll mark him at the 44. A good first down run for the Deckerville Eagles.
A little bit different. This is pretty much just a straight power boot out of the wing T action. Wolf leading with a nice kick-out block. Pago puts the ball on his hip. There's no misdirection inside. Both your backs are your lead blockers to the edge. You get extra blocker at the point of attack by doing so.
Bill Brown told us Chris Wolf doing whatever it takes to help this team, and now it took a tough run up the middle by him, and he got close to another first down. He's the kind of guy that you want to build a program around, the type of guy who's willing to take charge and do whatever it takes. A 3-year starter. Everyone respects him. Hard-nosed kid. You love football players like that who wears number 27 in white.
It's tough to follow it up. I was just giving a little breathing time on the end there for people to absorb that wisdom. But you're right. He is a tough kid. I guarantee if you had 8 of those, boy, it'd be easy winning this 8-man championship. But how about this, the field position being important? It seems like Deckerville's possessed the ball. They're just pound. They're just to midfield now. That's how important it is. They had to start deep in their own end.
A quick toss to Mitch Warzinski, who gets to the 46-yard line of Bel Air. First carry of the night for the senior, who stands 6 feet, $165.
And if you can force, as Ron Binney and his team is doing right now, if you can force Deckerville into going 3 plays to get first downs, 3 plays to get first down, you got to figure out high school football to try to go 90 yards, a penalty, a turnover, a drop, something, a miscue is going to happen. And right now, Deckerville's executing extremely well.
They're going to do the same thing to the right side, Rob. Warzinski again broke a tackle and squeezed his way inside the 40. Worked to the left, and it worked to the right. And another first down for Deckerville.
This is Warzinski. A little bit of just a quick toss. Gets a lead block by Wolf. Campus finally comes up to make the tackle with a little bit of help from Chase Small. But they were able to get to the edge for one of the few times tonight.
Now Wolf trying to bounce it to the outside and stutter stepping his way for a pickup of about 3.
Now, I know it's just in the second quarter, but one of the key factors that both coaches talked about is the fact that Deckerville only has one man, Chris Wolf, going both ways. Bel Air has 5. Do you wear it down? But, I talked to a few of the Bel Air players. They said, no, we really don't get tired. We're used to it during the course of the game. But Deckerville right now has really chopped up a lot of time and yardage on this drive.
Well, Ron Bindi said that. This will show our conditioning, mentally and physically, for both these squads. It's this 8-man state football championship. We have 3:22 left to go in the opening half. We're back with more from Greenville High School on Fox Sports Detroit. Stick around.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
Did you know your Xfinity service comes with features that are free, great, and easy? Like self-service. It's all the tools you need to manage your account and services whenever you want. Just go to Comcast.com, click My Account, and sign in. You can view your statements and pay bills. Even manage service appointments and check the status of your service on your phone. Plus, with easy-to-use search, you can find answers to your questions. Self-service, another great feature included with your service. Visit us at Comcast.com/learn.
It's a little chilly, but it really is a perfect night for football. Temperature about 41 degrees, no wind whatsoever. It's going to stay clear the rest of the night. All I need is a weather map, folks, and I'm ready to go. This is interesting with this brand new facility here at Greenville Legacy Field. There are 2 men who used to play for this program within the 100-plus years of Greenville football who have passed in this area, and they have honored both those former players by making sure that what was on the old stadium walls is now on the new stadium walls, and that is their numbers. Number 4 in the end zone and number 8 on the 30-yard line. That was one of the prerequisites for the folks in the area to allow this beautiful $6.5 million facility to be built. 2nd down and 8 for Deckerville in a scoreless game. Wolf on the right side. Nothing. A block missed, an opportunity by Wes Villafane taken.
And what a nice play by Villafane, getting outside, defeating the block. Now you got a big man, Kevin Hammond, pulling outside, big number 75. He's able to get up underneath the block. Watch 75, the left guard, get out front. Villafane's going to fly into your picture right by the blocker and make the play on Wolf. Villafane, we've called his name a lot.
Absolutely.
Oh, he's all over the field.
3rd down and 8. A keeper by Pagel. And Campus says, you're not going any further than the 33-yard line.
Well, you above anyone preach discipline. When we watch football together, Shep, at all the levels, and Campus is a very disciplined linebacker. He stays home. He has quarterback responsibility in that play. He doesn't chase ghosts outside. And then when when Pagel tries to turn the ball up the field, Shep, he's waiting right there to stop him short of the 1st down.
Got to go for it on 4th down. 4th down and 3. Pagel will keep it. He wants to throw. He's got a man wide open, but down he goes at the 40-yard line. Had a man open until Chase Small made up the difference and pounded him for a sack.
Well, Small comes up big, bringing pressure inside. Pagel, he's looking after the play fake. You think they're going to run it 4th and 3. He rolls, and Small is there. Now, even if the ball is turned over, it's going to go turnover on downs either way. But how about Small? We've seen him run the ball. He's able to fight off the block of Wagaster that time, make the play. I tell you, that's why it's so difficult. They start on their own 10. They control the ball. Deckerville moves the ball. But you get a bad play or a good defense play. We saw by Villafane coming up on that sweep. Bel Air has the ball.
Chase Small has been the best player on the field so far tonight. Wears 21 in red, and he's the tailback, and he'll wait for the pitch and get the pitch on a nice grab to the edge and get close to midfield.
Well, now the clock becomes a factor with just 2 minutes and counting in the 1st half. Bel Air still, I believe, with 2 timeouts left. But the way you run the ball, when you don't throw the ball, that clock goes quick in high school football. They will stop it to move the chains on a 1st down, but 2 minutes is not much now, under 1:45 and counting.
And a 2nd down and short for Ron Bindi's Eagles from Bel Air, who wear in the red. Deckerville's Eagles are white and burgundy. Taking a lot of time here is Zach Smith. He's going to keep it, and he's got room. First down and more. Lowers the shoulder to the 36-yard line. What a whale of a run for the senior quarterback from Bel Air.
Now, I don't know what Zach Smith he was taking, if he was looking for something to get a look up front, but this is going to be midline. He fakes it to Walsh, 32, and he just follows his fullback up the field, midline veer where the quarterback goes through the same hole as the fullback. Now they got a little bit more urgency here as the clock starts to wind down.
This time a give to the fullback, Hunter Walsh. 2 timeouts left for Bel Air in red, 2 timeouts for Deckerville as well, and the first of those 2 burned by the Eagles of Bel Air. 1:10 remaining. Well, this week on Fox NFL Sunday, Calvin Johnson and the Lions play host to Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Coverage begins with a Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at noon on Eastern. Aaron Rodgers is so good.
It's a video game, man.
I mean,
it's like watching a video game, the throws he makes.
No, he really is amazing. No, let me tell you something. In a domed stadium.
Oh, here we go.
For Aaron Rodgers.
Here we go.
In
Stat
a
man.
domed stadium. He started 19 games under a dome. He has 117 quarterback rating, tops in NFL history. He's thrown for 5,700 yards, 47 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions.
Well, don't tell Vegas that.
I'm sure they already know.
It's only a 2.5 point spread.
I'm sure they already know.
But that's yeah, he lights it up. He throws.
He'll get Jordy Nelson back too.
Yeah, and what impresses me the most, every throw he makes is perfect. It's not like, oh, that was kind of good.
Yeah.
Not every. I know every's a tough word, and you're looking at me with that look that you get. Okay, most throws he makes are just the receivers catch him right in stride. Now we haven't seen a lot of that here tonight with Bel Air because they've thrown I think 2 times.
But they have run the ball better than the Packers.
Extremely well. Yeah, the Packers cannot run the ball.
Now Zach Smith
will
spread it out. He's going to spread them out with twin receivers on the right and the left.
And don't be surprised to see a quarterback draw. He's probably reading how many are in the box. Still 4 Deckerville defenders in the box. He's got the go route.
He's got his man, and it's popped up in the air and knocked away, and a beautiful defensive play by Ryan Stone. The sophomore got that right paw out there. Otherwise, Chase Small is dancing and celebrating for 6.
And I think if that ball was thrown a little bit farther by Zach Smith, he holds it for a second. He puts maybe a little too much air, not quite enough distance because Small had a step on Stone, but he had to kind of got thrown back to the middle field a little bit short. But credit to Stone as well, huh? Way to compete. Way to look back for the football.
Absolutely. And then stay after it after it popped up in the air because he didn't bat it down.
Big 3rd and 7.
Throwing situation. Rolls, still looking, now running, first down and more, spinning inside the 20 and balancing to the 17. Wow, what a run.
And what an effort because Willie Stoliker was coming after him. He was chasing him down, big number 11, and that's the thing about high school, quarterbacks don't run out of bounds. Quarterbacks are going to keep going. You think right now if he's at the collegiate or the pro level, he's going to run out of bounds. No, I'm going to take it back inside, pick up 10 more. Now with 52 seconds and counting, still 1 timeout though.
Wants to throw again. Pressure comes across the middle, and is it caught or incomplete?
It was caught.
It was. Small, hauled it in. Inside the 15-yard line. A hurry-up offense by Bel Air.
And this has got to be challenging. I don't think Bel Air's had to run a lot of hurry-up this year because they've been a pretty dominant football team.
Out of the gun now. He's looking right. He's throwing right. Small's got it. Broke a tackle. Is he in? No, he's down at the 1-yard line.
Now the clock will stop while they move the chains. Coach Bindi already getting a play, and the seasoned coach, he sends it in. He wants him on the line of scrimmage.
And now he burns the timeout. Take your time, think about it, get the right play or plays. Maybe you call 2 here in the huddle if you're the quarterback, Zach Smith.
Yeah, and you got to have some automatics already built into your system where if you run the football and you don't come up short, I think you come up maybe just spike it on 2nd down and then use your 3rd down.
Here's the 2 plays that got him there. Catch by Small on the little dig route.
And that's the same play. It's the same formation. He's going to run that short little dig slant across the middle of the field. And, man, look at that. He just stretches.
What an effort,
was down. A good call by the official. Look at him right on the spot. Excellent positioning. That's why these officials are here as well. This is a championship game for a championship season for them as well. But, nah, man, if it's not for Ben Smith that time, But Small, been impressive. As you said, I think he's been the best player on the field here tonight. A lot of
and just a
good
sophomore. So you want some hope next year if you're Bel Air. You lose guys like Drew Bailey and Zach Smith, but you have Hunter Walsh and Chase Small coming back.
Well, and I asked him once again. I asked Coach Bill Brown about Chase Small. He said, you know what? He's a sophomore, doesn't play like one.
Right.
And we see exactly what he's talking about.
Also have Jacob Campus coming back, and he's been a menace on the defensive side of the ball. First down and goal for Bel Air, the deepest penetration for either club tonight. He'll keep it. Zach Smith's got it in. Touchdown, Bel Air.
Well, during the timeout, I think Coach Bindi realized they've hurt him up the middle. You got your best player offensively handling the football. Why risk any type of veer action, some type of problem at the mesh point?
And they go for 2 and they don't get it.
Instead, Matt, they just get to the quarterback. He runs the sneak. Touchdown.
You've used the reference mesh point a number of times tonight. I've neglected to ask you what that is. What is the mesh point?
Well, we're going to get a look here at the sneak where you can see he gets underneath the defense. But the mesh point is when the ball of in the quarterback's hands gets into the belly of the fullback. And now he's going to take that, leave it in the belly as the fullback goes by him. He's going to ride it with him as he reads the defender, Matt. That's the mesh point. And what Deckerville would like to do is get a defender into that, kind of blow that up, have the defender, the ball, and the back all meet together. Bel Air's done a pretty good job during the course of the night of protecting the football. And it shows right now a 6-0 lead, but what a really good half of football.
Zach Smith rushed for 13 touchdowns during the regular season. He punches it in from a yard away for his 3rd in the postseason, and Bel Air's Eagles lead the Eagles from Deckerville 6-0. Ryan Stone is back deep to receive, and so is Chris Wolf.
We gave a lot of love in that second quarter, I think, to the Bel Air team. But if you're Deckerville, you're looking at this, okay, they possessed the ball. They had some first downs. They got some yards, but it's 6-0. Bill Brown's going to tell his team at halftime, fellas, we're in this game. This is 6-0. He remembers that at one time last week, they had a 22-0 lead over Portland St. Pat's before St. Pat's came back and put it into overtime.
Wolf gets to the 31-yard line. Deckerville has 14 seconds and 2 timeouts. A lot of times what you educate us on first down is if you get a big gainer on first down, whether it be a draw or a screen, then you can really go for it. If not, you just take a knee and you take your medicine.
Right, exactly. If something pops, maybe you get 15 yards or something, you might go in, hurry up, try to get 2 or 3 plays off, use your timeouts. But if they stuff you, you just kind of lick your wounds. You go into halftime, you coach them up a little bit, and come back for a tough second half.
They put 5 men up front for Nick Pagel. Sliding his way is Corey Walgester. There's a timeout burned, I believe, by Deckerville. You can't keep him. You can't carry him over, so why not use it? I think Tom Smith is going to readjust the clock, too. It says 6 seconds right now.
Timeout, Deckerville. Clock operator, please put 8 seconds on the clock.
There's a good look at Bill Brown. The #1 mascot in the state. Did you know that? More high schools in the state of Michigan are nicknamed the Eagles than
Did
any
not know
other.
that.
Well, I kind of made it up. No, actually, I don't have facts, but someone told me that the other day when we were talking about the Eagles that, yeah, that's the #1. So I'm taking their word for it.
This is a team that is like you see there out of the North Central Thumb League. They went 6-1 at home, 5-0 on the road. They're better away from Deckerville than they are in their home barn, and that's what's gotten them here to Greenville for the state championship.
Yeah, let's look at Bill Brown, the head coach, him and his staff done a wonderful job getting him this far and representing well once again from the Thumb. And Carsonville, Port Sanilac last year, and now Deckerville, 12 miles away.
A give to Wolf, carries a tackler to the 45-yard line, and they'll stop the clock with 3 seconds remaining.
and Bel Air more than happy to allow him to get the 5-6 yards, just keeping everyone back. You see, look at that secondary. We get a look here.
Yeah, they'll drop four guys back. It's almost like an umbrella.
Yeah, Walsh, Smith, Small, and Villafane. You got all four of your probably best athletes deep.
Pagel's going to run it, and I don't know why they started the clock so
early. You know what it was? I don't think he did take a time, Matt. It was they stopped it to move the chains on the first down, so it started once they spotted the ball.
So Bel Air, courtesy of a Zach Smith 1-yard touchdown run, has the halftime lead here at Greenville High School in the 8-man state championships. The Eagles from Bel Air leading the Eagles from Deckerville in what has been more of a defensive slugfest than anything else. It has been just the opposite type of game that many of us expected here on this Friday night, but that doesn't mean that it hasn't been entertaining. It's been hard hitting, it's been opportunistic, and it has been a low-scoring affair thus far. 6-0. Bel Air leads it. More to come from Greenville after this.
This is a big day. I gotta leave it all out there. Give it everything I've got. Focus on my main objective and attack it from every possible way. I've practiced, I've worked hard, and now it's time to prove myself. It's 100% concentration. There's no turning back. People tell me they'll never have what it takes, but today I show them they're all wrong.
The source for high school sports in Michigan has gone mobile. You can now access all the great features of the MHSAA website from your smartphone. You can find directions to a school, check out blogs, news, and podcasts, keep up with your favorite team, and even submit scores when you're at a game. Watch MHSAA.com for mobile apps, coming soon to your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry. It's all part of the MHSAA family of websites.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
The environment is my passion. Every day, I live for the outdoors and all of its challenges. That's why I enlisted in the Coast Guard. Now, I serve to protect the environment and defend my country. It's like I was born for this.
Were you born ready for a greater challenge? Find out at GoCoastGuard.com.
Good showing by the Deckerville fans, but right now their Eagles trail Bel Air's Eagles 6-0. 4 quarterbacks in the NFL out last week because of concussions. It's a concern at the National Football League level, at the collegiate football level, and definitely at the high school level, especially here in the state of Michigan.
Is there a way to become better educated on concussions? Or maybe an opportunity for our student athletes to be tested before a concussion occurs and then after to see what's different about the way they are processing information? There are required online meetings for coaches and officials illustrating the seriousness of concussions, recognition of the signs and symptoms, and a review of return-to-play protocols, as well as materials produced by a joint effort of the Brain Injury Association of Michigan, the Detroit Lions, the Center for Disease Control, and the MHSAA.
So concussion is a brain injury. So all of these symptoms and signs and things that happen to people are derived from the brain being injured. Now that can seem like a physical problem, either with nausea or coordination issues, but it's all manifested in the brain itself.
Partnering with University of Michigan's Neurosport and the trauma program at C.S. Mott Children's Hospital is one way to keep concussions on the sideline and protect athletes from serious injury.
So once you are concussed, there is no intervention that has been shown to be really effective in altering the course of the concussion, meaning no medication, no therapy, no treatment that has been shown to shorten the duration or improve outcomes.
Troy Mitchell went back in the game on the next play after he was hit against Southfield Lathrop in September. But after a few days of headaches and not feeling himself, he sought treatment.
We called the doctor on Monday, the 3 days after the concussion, and then I went to the doctor that Tuesday at Neurosport at U of M, and then they just evaluated me, and I mean, it was obvious that I had a concussion.
When we stopped and thought about, well, how can we make the biggest impact the quickest, it was, well, let's get to the coaches, and let's get to the high school coaches and the youth coaches first, because that's a group that has mechanisms in place for requirements for education and certification type procedures. So we created our first education module with that in mind, that let's get the information out to them first. It was designed to be something that is self-paced on the internet, but engaging, entertaining, and hopefully easy to learn from. We then thought it was important to build in a self-assessment tool so that people could say, yeah, I took this course and I passed the course, and at least I now have some basic information.
The doctor at Neurosport gave me a program called Brain. And the first day I have to bike for 20 minutes, and then the next day I run, then agility, so sprinting and on the football field, and then after that, if there's no more symptoms, then I'm in red, so I'm wearing a red practice jersey, so there's no contact. And then after that, there's no restrictions. That's only if all the symptoms didn't come back. So.
The concept is gathering data on how an individual performs brain-related tasks on memory, reaction time, those types of things, prior to them being injured, and then being able to use the same tests to compare to see if they're back to where they were. I see clinically, all too frequently are these tests being misused, being used as diagnostic tools, saying you are concussed or not, or you can go back to play or not. Instead, they should be used as really pieces of information, almost an extension of a physical examination, and put into a larger sort of clinical formula to decide these questions that these tests really aren't designed to do, but they're being used in that way. If they are going to use baseline testing, that it be part of a larger concussion program that is directed by a physician that's experienced in doing so.
There's even an app for your smartphone to help you get back on the playing field.
Called Return to Play, and I mean, you just log in your symptoms every day. There's a calendar for you, and then I mean, it just has like the myths and facts about concussions and the symptoms to look for concussions, and it's basically just to log so your doctor can keep in check with you without actually going to the doctor's office.
For more information on the education module, go to michiganneurosport.com or call 734-764-7281.
This is a big day. I gotta leave it all out there. Give it everything I've got. Focus on my main objective and attack it from every possible way. I've practiced, I've worked hard, and now it's time to prove myself. It's 100% concentration. There's no turning back. People tell me they'll never have what it takes, but today I show them they're all wrong.
I've been coaching for over 40 years and have won 13 state titles. I'm proud of that record. But the record I'm even more proud of is when we can go through a season without a serious injury to a player, especially one that involves a concussion. Everyone on my team, assistant coaches, and the trainers, the players, the parents, and the school administration know that safety comes first with me. I can live with losing a game. I wouldn't like it, but I could live with it. What I couldn't live with is having one of the young men on my team suffer permanent brain damage because he thought winning was more important than his own health and safety. It's not. A true champion knows when to step off the field and let his body heal. And a great coach makes sure his team and staff knows that too. Remember, it's everyone's responsibility to monitor for potential concussion. It takes a team effort to keep concussions in check and young athletes in the game.
It is chilly here at Greenville High School for the 8-man championship, but the outdoor bonfire is keeping kids and adults alike very warm. It's something that they had at the old high school, and now that they have built this fabulous new facility, they decided, let's bring it on over. And after games, all the students hang around, have that bonfire, have some pizza, have some hot chocolate.
Make some s'mores.
Oh, absolutely. We're making some pretty good football first half.
Yes,
Love,
we
I'll
are.
tell you that right now. Bel Air in front 6-0. We thought this would be higher scoring. Why? Well, because Deckerville averages 38 points per game, Bel Air 36 points per game, but the defenses have taken
Defense
over.
and coaching. I think both teams are very well coached. Coach Bindi and Coach Brown had their teams prepared. One is trying to blow up the mesh point against Sevier, and the other one is taking on the wing tee, chasing the guards, reading the guards, to do a nice job defending.
Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights. You know, it was Deckerville who was able to take control early on with their ground attack, and then it was stymied later on.
Well, and this is Pago, the quarterback. He's really been probably the star of the offense. We see right here getting outside a little bit, but Pago has done the job, putting the ball on his hip, getting the ball down the field, and moving the chains. But we talked in the open about the two-headed monster, Smith, the quarterback, giving it to his friend Chase Small and getting outside. They've been able to get to the edge on the option 2 or 3 times, Matt, and that's been the key. And then after they stretch you outside, then they hit you inside with the midline veer. And Zach Smith has done that. We see right here, once again, getting to the edge, really multi-dimensional. He's thrown the ball well to Chase Small as well. A couple passes in that final drive, as you can see here, which sets up the eventual touchdown by Zach Smith, as you see, getting in the end zone underneath the defense.
Let's take a look at the first half stats. 6-0 Bel Air. They went for that 2-point conversion, but it failed. Here are the team stats right now. Deckerville really not able to put it up in the air because of the pressure felt by Bel Air's